Live.
Alright. And you can see all of us in the camera. I got it right the first try today.
Good.
That's nice. Alright, now let's just see if we can find ourselves on our page.
I've got it.
And I've got it too.
Okay.
Okay, so we're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome back to another WCN Live on Facebook here in our Wilson County News break room. I'm your host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist.
Hi, I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by...
I'm Leanne Rose, the Director of Courage Ranch Floresville and Courage Ranch Karnes County.
And I'm Marianne Ezell. I'm a Courage Ranch Board President.
Awesome. And so today we're going to be talking about how Courage Ranch inspires bravery, vulnerability, and connection through equine therapy, which is a really interesting topic and so amazing that they're able to bring something like this to our local area. So before we get into this very exciting, very interesting conversation, we'd like to thank our sponsor, which is Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep in Floresville, Texas. They're located on Highway 181 South, and they have their new facilities open and available to go walk through, talk about cars, and even look at careers with them. So you can shop cars and careers at their location now or online at www.pricecdrj.com. So definitely give our sponsors a little check them out.
Mhm.
And we're also going to be drawing the winner of our comment contest. So if you don't know what that is, if you comment on our video, our WCN Live show, while we're still live, you're entered to win a drawing that we do the drawing during the next episode.
That's right.
So we have a pool of names in this little green bowl here from the people who commented on last week's video. And this week's winner will win a C Street gift shop gift bag. So would one of you lovely ladies like to do the honors and see who won?
Sure.
It's on the green bowl.
Yes. Let's see.
Oh. Marilyn Thompson.
All right.
Congratulations.
All right, so I'll keep that. And Marilyn, be looking out for a Facebook message from me later today, possibly by Friday. Hopefully I don't forget to do it today. I'm kidding. But be looking out for a Facebook message from me, not from the Wilson County News. And also, if you're interested in winning today's prize, be sure to comment on the video while we're live. You're also feel free to ask questions for Courage Ranch to answer while we have them on camera. That'll be super fun. And of course, we have a whole bunch of our own questions that we're going to be asking too. But last thing before we get into today's interview, we want to let you know that, and you may have seen this in the paper, especially if you've been entering for it, our shopping spree contest has come to an end, and today, during this interview, at the end, we're going to be drawing the grand prize winner. So the person that we draw from this red Elvis mug, courtesy of Pam, the one name that we draw from this cup today will be winning over $800 in prizes from and to spend at local businesses that participated in our shopping spree contest. So that wrapped up on May 5th or 6th. It wrapped up last week, basically. And so that's super exciting. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video. But if you can't, check back in about 30 minutes. That's when we'll be drawing. All right. So now that that's all out of the way and you know what to look forward to, let's start with who are you two and where are you from originally?
Well, I'll go first. I'm Leanne Rose, like I said, Director of Courage Ranch in Courage Ranch, Karnes County, and I'm homegrown, originally from Floresville, born and raised, went to school, and had come back about 14 years ago to finish my career at Floresville High School, and then eventually opened this business. So
Wow.
I'm from here.
And you opened Courage Ranch.
Yes,
Wow.
sure did, with the help of Floresville United Methodist Church and a bunch of other folks who were very passionate about the work that we're doing. So
How amazing.
originally,
Wow.
that was the first step. Yes.
Whoa, okay. And so I'm sure we'll get more into how Courage Ranch opened, but how about you? Who are you? Where are you from?
I was born and raised in San Antonio, and in '95, my husband and I built a house out here, and I started teaching here. So I taught at the elementary school until I retired in 2014.
Oh, wow. Okay, What did you teach?
I taught PE.
That's super fun.
Yes,
I
and
love
so
that.
all the kids, it's wonderful. You go to HEB, you go to Walmart, and you see the kids, and then you see the kids of the kids that you taught. so that's really nice.
Yeah, kind of mind blowing.
Close.
Yes.
Okay, and so we already kind of talked about what each of you do at Courage Ranch. You're the executive director. You're the board president.
Yes.
So what does each of your jobs with Courage Ranch involve? What do you do as executive director or board president?
There are 4 of us that are on staff with 3 therapists and myself, and so as executive director, I wear a lot of different hats, from grant writing to managing the office to talking to clients and scheduling clients to barn maintenance, horse maintenance.
Wow.
Wear a lot of different hats, so I'm very busy there, but I enjoy every minute of it. So
I'm glad to hear that.
grant writing, it hasn't been always my favorite thing to do, but I think I've gotten better at it, and we're fortunate to have secured many grants that have helped keep us alive. So.
Yeah. Amazing. And how about you? What does the board president do?
Keep everybody wrangled in. The policies, the procedures, making sure that we support Leanne and the therapists in whatever they need. Fundraising is a big thing that we do. Getting the word out into the community.
Great.
Seeking out other support, other grantors and things like that.
That makes sense. So y'all are more of like the spokespeople for what happens at the ranch, which is what you kind of round up and take care of, to use
Yes.
that ranching terminology.
Yes, and they create policy and help guide the business when decision making is needed.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
Okay.
we're very fortunate to have all the folks on our board.
Yes.
We have 10 members right now,
wow.
so we do have
Wow.
a voting board of directors, and we also have an advisory board of several members who help us with fundraising.
That's great.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
yes.
So let's talk about what is Courage Ranch, because don't you have to be some sort of nonprofit to have a board like that?
Yes, we
Yeah.
are 501c3. We are a nonprofit. We're 4 years old. Just some of the nuts and bolts about the business. There are 3 therapists, which I'd like to mention. Destiny Bisher is a LCSW that works with us here in Floresville. Kristen Whitty Hubbard is here in Floresville, but she is also, and on a side note, one of the major exciting things that happened this year is we opened a second facility in Kennedy.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so Kristen not only works here, but she also is our therapist in Kennedy. So we are located behind the Karnes County Humane Organization building. We have the little acre back there, and so we opened in February, so she's there. And our other LCSW, what's working here in Floresville, is Sarah Pickin. So we're super, super fortunate to have these 3 ladies that are helping us. They're doing the hard work, and I'm doing everything I can, and the board is to support the work that they do.
Yeah. And so let's talk about, you said Courage Ranch is 4 years old. When and why did you decide to?
Well,
endeavor?
Courage Ranch is, the technical term for it is we are a trauma-focused equine assisted psychotherapy facility. That's
Yeah.
a $20 word to mean that we incorporate, we are a psychotherapy facility, but we incorporate horses and donkeys into the work that we do.
Okay.
So we opened in 2019. That is about the time that I retired as a school counselor, high school counselor here in Floresville, and really felt the need to, there was just a huge tug at my heart to do something. There were a couple of things in this county that were catalysts to open this business. And I wanted to throw out a couple of statistics to you. In looking at, and it was a little different then, but even in 2023, some of our county health rankings, there is 1 mental health provider per 2,200 people in Wilson County.
Yeah.
in Carnes, and this was a motivator to open something in Carnes, there's one to every 4,900.
Oh my gosh.
The state of Texas is 1 in 690. So this county, even though we work hand in hand with Children's Alliance, Camino Real, there's several that we work hand in hand, and I do need to mention both of those because they're huge
Yes.
in what they do in this county, and we're so blessed to just come hand in hand, work hand in hand with them to provide a greater opportunity for mental health. So that was why we opened. We saw the need. Like I said, there were several things that happened in this county that were the catalyst for opening this facility. So I feel very fortunate to be able to do this, and it took the right people to come together and the grace of God to help us get this together. And I do have to give all the credit to our Lord and Savior, because He has been the saving grace for us all.
Absolutely. And you mentioned a church that also helps.
Yes,
with
when we
this.
first thought about doing this, approached the Floresville United Methodist Church, which is my church, with a proposal in about 2018, I believe it was.
Yes.
And they listened to me and were so welcoming to do this. And so this Courage Ranch is actually a mission of the Floresville United Methodist Church, one of five.
One of five.
One of five. And so
Yeah.
we have had a tremendous amount of support. And I do have to say too, that it's not only just Floresville United Methodist Church, but this community, this Floresville community, has helped us grow this business and helped us keep this small business alive, and we're forever grateful for that. Because there are folks who have donated their time, their efforts, their money, to all kind of fundraisers, everything. I just really have to say thank you to everyone in this community, because we're super blessed.
I agree. That is a huge blessing, and a blessing to the people who are able to benefit from your services. So we kind of mentioned why you opened. Do you have a specific mission that you fulfill now?
Well, our mission has always been to provide a safe place for
Okay.
people to come and find hope and belonging and connection, so that they can create that foundation of lifelong well-being through
Right.
equine-assisted psychotherapy. And it's different. When you come to Courage Ranch, it's not sitting in a room talking about the tough stuff, and that's what makes us unique.
Okay. That's really interesting. It's not something that you see very often.
No, there are a few equine-assisted psychotherapy facilities in Texas, more than there used to be when we first opened our doors, but it is a very specific, unique type of therapy.
Yeah, and it sounds like it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make my phone stop blowing up while we're talking.
What's going on?
But okay, and so you gave us some of the statistics about, how few mental health providers there are in our area. So how do you fulfill your mission and provide more access to mental health care for people? And what all services do you offer that, help you do that?
Well, when we first started out, we did employ two therapists. And we've grown to be able to support 3, and probably are looking at a 4th part-time. So we see about 24 clients a week between the 3 therapists, which is a lot. So we're open Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 5, and in Kennedy, we are adding to our schedule there. We're open Wednesdays there, and then half day on Thursdays. So we're trying to increase our availability of sessions. And our sessions are an hour long, once a week. So we see our clients every week.
Wow. And so what do your sessions involve?
What do they look like?
Yeah, what is
So when a client comes to Courage Ranch, it's a team effort. So not only does the client have a therapist, but they also have a horse or donkey that joins the therapy sessions, and then an equine professional. Where here in Floresville, it's me. In Kennedy, it's Christy Juke, and I do need to reach out and say thank you, Christy, for coming on as an equine professional down there, because she's done an amazing job. So it's really a team effort, and at the beginning of that process, goals are created, clients are introduced to the herd, and sometimes the herd picks the client, and sometimes the client picks the herd, or picks the horse or donkey to work with. So it's very client-centered, very experiential process. All of the work is done outside unless it's inclement weather, which is really neat for people, especially kiddos, which we are 90% of our clients are kids.
Wow.
Wow.
So we see 6-year-olds and older. So it's so neat to be outside, because the therapist has what you see, what you smell, what you hear, what you experience as their toolbox, and people are able to move or able to experience just being outside, which is very therapeutic in itself.
Yeah, it does have a lot of really amazing benefits for your mental health just going outside. So combining that with the therapy and with the company of these equine friends. Wow, that
And
sounds
do you
amazing.
have an option if there is inclement weather for the therapy to continue?
Yes, we also, we are housed in a little farmhouse, which does have 2 rooms that we use as an art room or another meeting room in case in case it's too hot, or in case it's raining. In the case it has been, thankfully, for the last couple of weeks. But yes, we do have the opportunity to still see our clients.
Right. And you mentioned an eligibility requirement being 6 years or older. Are there other, requirements that folks need to meet to be eligible to receive services from Courage Ranch?
We see folks who are living with tough stuff. It can be grief, it can be isolation, depression, abusive issues. We see a lot of people with anxiety. And having anxiety and being outside is so therapeutic for those folks who come to us living with the tough stuff like that. So the eligibility is just being able to be outside. I guess if you're not an outside person, it's tough, but we've not ever had somebody who did not benefit from all that we offer with the relationship of a horse or donkey and being outside.
Well, you mentioned some specific and some really general, like, mental disorders or illnesses. Do you have to have a diagnosis?
No, you do not have to have a diagnosis. And we take referrals from school counselors, word of mouth, people just calling, and I'm the contact person. You can go to our website at courageranch.org and find our contact information. At the top of our homepage, there's a tab that says services, and people can reach out to us by filling out that new client form.
All right.
And give me a call. I'm the first contact person. Again, we're a small team. It's myself and 3 therapists, and I do all that work and communicating with our clients. So.
That's a lot of work.
Yes.
Well, and so this is going to have to come up eventually. Do clients pay for services?
Yes. We have always tried to make it a mission. I know the board has worked hard with this, and it actually has us working a little harder at fundraising and grants, but we want to keep the cost of a very specialized therapy as affordable as possible. So it's $50 a session, and that's an hour once a week.
That is not bad.
So we, like I said,
Right. Just
the board,
amazing.
the board has worked hard. We've all worked hard at seeking new grants every year to support that. So the majority of our income does not come from our therapy services. So we wanted, that was part of the mission of doing something in rural and providing rural mental health.
Yeah.
From the statistics I mentioned earlier, being in San Antonio or surrounding close to San Antonio gives you a lot more opportunities, but living in rural communities, people don't really want to drive that far or can't drive that far. And we wanted to make sure that we kept that affordable for everyone.
And we
That's
do also,
great.
and we do also have, through fundraising and donations, scholarships,
Oh,
Yes,
good.
thank you for
Available.
mentioning
Mhm.
that.
to individuals who we know
Mhm.
desperately need the services. They need
Yeah.
this,
And
but
they
they
can't get it
truly,
otherwise, so.
truly cannot afford it.
Wow.
Right, yeah. Well, I
Mhm.
mean, because not only is it a pretty inaccessible service or resource in our rural areas, but on top of that, it's not really in the budget for a lot of us living out here.
Mhm.
You don't think about that a lot.
And I did want to mention that we have a name for our scholarship. It's the Douglas Shoemaker
Oh,
Scholarship
nice.
Fund.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in honor of Doug.
Yes.
Mhm.
He helped us from the
Oh.
very beginning with insuring our business and did all the grunt work in trying to insure our business. So
Yeah.
yes, thank you for mentioning that. He was a godsend for us.
Mhm.
That is very amazing that y'all were able to honor him with
Mhm.
something like that too. Awesome. And so, okay, here's the question that I'm sure everyone wants to know. Why horses?
Why horses?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, those horse people out there know how special they are, and I wished I knew then what I know now about horses as a kid.
Yeah.
I had Shetland ponies, and I'd have been a much better horsewoman. But horses are so amazing. They are sentient beings. They are able to have and hold relationships and make relationships, and we all know that. The thing that makes them so unique, well, it's not only that, but about a therapy partner, is they are hypervigilant. And if I can go back just a little bit, a lot of our business totally focuses on brain development and how a person who is living or has lived with trauma and trauma symptoms, how their brain reacts. And so we don't just jump off and try to do this work without training. We do follow the natural livemanship principles, which is all brain-based work, Dr. Perry's work. And so what's cool about that is the horse plays right into that because they're hypervigilant. They can give us immediate feedback when we're working with them, so that makes them truly amazing. They are very attuned because of the people will say that they're prey animals,
Right.
which they are in the wild.
Mhm.
So they're always watching, they're always vigilant, they're always looking, and so they are very in tune to our bodies, our thoughts. I mean, it is, I have just seen some amazing work, and I have such a greater appreciation for donkeys and horses, donkeys just as
Just as
much.
much. Can you give an example of what that feedback might look like?
I can give you a good example. The very first time I went out there, we have a donkey, Jack. And Leanne's like, sometimes he's standoffish, sometimes,
Mhm.
don't be upset if he doesn't have anything to do with you. So I walked out to the pasture, and he came up to me, and he fell asleep on me. And she's like, oh my gosh. And he was just there with me.
Aw.
A couple weeks later, we had a donor appreciation event, and I was running around crazy, making sure everything's right, and my stress level was out the top. I said, I need me some Jack time. That donkey would not come near me. He had nothing to do with me. I tried.
Mhm.
He turned and walked away.
Because your stress was.
He knew
Yeah.
it wasn't a comfort. There wasn't a connection there at all.
Hmm.
Wow.
And the whole program is based on connection and helping people become grounded in self. Because when we're living with the tough stuff, be it anxiety or depression or grief, it's hard for us to connect to others, much less ourselves. And so a lot of our work is based on learning how to become grounded in self again, so that we can have and hold those relationships with coworkers or family or friends or siblings. And they're just the most amazing partner to be able to do that, because they teach us and help us facilitate being grounded.
Mhm.
our donkeys, like Mary Ann said, Jack and our other donkeys, Tostito, and they can make that connection with you. And they show that by standing right next to you during a session, maybe while you're talking about the tough stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or even getting so close to you it feels like a hug.
Oh.
So there are a lot of, and part two of working with animals is learning how to read their body language, so that they read our body language, so we know how to communicate. So all of our work is based on connection and being
Amazing.
grounded in self.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's hard to explain. You have to live it.
Yeah,
You have to
you have
experience
to.
it.
I bet.
Well, and you mentioned that when you know, as a new client, when you first start working with Be Heard, either you choose a horse or the horse or donkey chooses you.
Sometimes.
How does that work?
And it's really an amazing thing that all of us have noticed over the last 4 years is that when a client meets the herd, sometimes they pick a horse or donkey that is just the perfect fit for what they're working on, be it anxiety or depression or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes they pick that horse.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times it's the one that comes up to them
Mm-hmm.
and makes that connection with them as well. So
Man.
Wow.
that's how it works. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
it's really pretty. Like
really
I've said,
is.
I've got a much greater appreciation for these horses and learning how to read their body language as much as they read ours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that said, can you tell us some success stories or maybe some of your favorite experiences at the ranch so far?
There are a lot of success stories. I'm very proud of the work that we do because we do a survey at 90 and 120 days of therapy. We have our clients fill out a survey about how they're feeling, how they've improved, so that we know whether we're moving forward. And I have to say that everyone that comes to our facility and goes through our program improves, which is very heartwarming. I have seen folks that in their testimony, they've said, I will be forever changed after being here. I've seen kiddos who had a lot of social anxiety and are now going back to school, or they feel comfortable enough to go to a football game. Just a ton of things like that. The connection that I've seen people make with the horses, like feeling that hug or that warmth or that connection with the horses or donkeys is just amazing.
And how about working with Courage Ranch? Have you felt that you've benefited?
Oh yeah. I think we all have. I think, like I said, I've got a greater appreciation of the animals that we work with, a greater appreciation of our facility, and I have to acknowledge my parents, Norma and Alan Drost, for allowing us to set up our business on their property. That particular piece of property has been in our families for 63 years. And as a kid, I used to ride my horses out there, and I have a greater appreciation for that. And my own challenges as we go through life in this business. I was in education for 32 years, never ran a business before, so I've learned a lot. And without the help of the board that we have and the amazing people on the board and our community, it would be so much harder. But I'm totally in love with the natural lifemanship equine assisted psychotherapy program, and I've seen just a lot of success with people with this program.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that is amazing. Well, we also heard that you had an event in April.
Yes, I'm gonna let Mary Ann talk about that.
Yeah, how did
Yes,
it
we
go?
had our third annual casino night,
Right.
and it was just absolutely wonderful. Every year it gets bigger and bigger, And I have a list here that I really would like to thank.
Yeah.
We thanked people on Facebook, we thanked them personally, but without these people and these donors, our event wouldn't be what it is. Any of our events wouldn't be what they are. Sovi Realty Group, Lambert Properties, Distinctive Construction, Squeaks, the law offices of Sylvia Rodriguez, Bryan Air Conditioning, Woolsey Bell Insurance, Icon Painting, Joel's Lawn Service, Donna Bice from Sutherland Springs, Distinctively Donna, Gary Carmen, Republic Services here, Home Marketplace, Cowboy Liquors, HEB, the Phil Holcomb family, Allison Shoemaker,
Aw.
Martha Eschenberg, Steve Gates, and Cody Johnson.
Huh.
No, the Cody Johnson. Cody gave us autographed items.
That's amazing.
Manuel Trevino, and I said Steve, yes, Emmanuel Trevino, and also the company that we use, Paradise. The owner is Scott Simmons, and he's local. He lives in Lavernia, and we try to keep it kind of local.
Yeah.
Support the businesses that support us.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, it was wonderful. It was our biggest fundraiser so far.
Wow.
So,
Well, congratulations.
yes.
I know a lot of hard work goes
it
into
was a lot of hard
Uh-huh.
work, but a lot of good times, a lot of great people.
And so, how about any fundraisers or events in the future? Do y'all have any?
Well, in November, it will be our 4th annual Purse Bingo.
Ooh.
But yeah, well, Louis Vuitton is the grand prize and all of that.
Very cool.
And we are looking at maybe changing it a little bit this year, and seeing about having another event going on at the same time, maybe
Okay.
to include the men,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Instead of, it's always just been a ladies' event.
Mhm.
But we thought, you know what, let's kind of tweak it a little bit. Let's look at something. So
Mhm.
that'll be coming up pretty soon. We'll make a
Yeah.
decision and
Okay.
start putting it out there.
Well, that sounds really exciting. People will have to stay in touch with y'all to
Mhm.
keep up with, and I'm sure y'all will let us know so we can help you
We
get it
will.
out in the
Yeah.
paper.
Yes.
Surely will.
Well, and we did get a question
Yeah.
while we were talking about the
Prices.
casino night, and it's from Sherry Manti. It's a very good question. So we talked about the pricing, $50 for an hour session, and you usually recommend the once a week. Ms. Manti wants to know, can or do insurance companies cover any fees that may be charged for services from Courage
That's a
Ranch?
very good question. We do not go through insurance companies. We do not take insurance, so we're a private pay.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're a private pay facility.
Well, that's a good answer to that question,
Mhm.
but like you mentioned, Mary Ann, y'all have that scholarship,
We do have 2 scholarships.
Yes,
Two
we do have 2
scholarships.
scholarships.
and so that can help with
Absolutely.
the payment. So
Absolutely.
Great.
And if anyone's interested, please reach out to me. Phone number is on our website. And I can
Yes.
surely help with that.
and the website, you already linked
It's
it in
already-
the comments, so
mhm.
thank you. And then my next question was going to be, because y'all put on these events and y'all do so much out at the ranch, do you need or accept volunteers to help around?
Oh, sure. We do have the Floresville United Methodist Church Youth comes out once a month,
Sweet.
and it's not glamorous work. They scrub feed buckets, and they'll sweep the barn, and they'll pick up horse poop, and
all the stuff
all
that has to
those
get
barn
done.
maintenance things
Mhm.
that you know I need help with.
Mhm.
And so there is work to do. If anyone's interested, just please reach out to me.
Awesome, okay.
And how about the animals? I recall you speaking to a group recently, and there was a mention about that. Do people come to you sometimes with a horse that they have, or Do you ever need horses or?
Well,
Is there-
actually, we just were donated a gelding yesterday
Wow.
for our facility in Kennedy. We have 5 horses and 2 donkeys here in Floresville, so and that's probably enough
About
right this
right.
moment, unless we bring on another therapist. But in Kennedy, we are looking. We've got a donkey there, and then this new gelding. So we are looking for another horse, and the requirements for that are obviously they can't kick or bite or run
Right.
over,
Mhm.
and need to be a quiet animal who can do this kind of work.
Mhm.
So
Interesting.
How would someone reach out about
then
it?
give me a call.
All right.
Give me a call.
Now, how about for folks that want to support your mission but maybe don't have time to volunteer, or when y'all do, you know, release the date for your purse bingo, or like y'all had the casino night, they look and they're already too busy, they can't make it. Are there other options for those folks who still want to, you know, support Courage Ranch and what you do?
Sure. Whenever we have our events, we have people donate auction items, which
Right,
is a
yeah.
great thing. We have silent and live auction items, and then we also have, and we can put it on our. I think it's on our website. If not, we can put it on there. But we also have some people who do a monthly donation.
Okay.
That's like to support the herd or for maintenance or whatever they want it to go for through our donor box. And so we have that set up so people can,
Like hoof trims, feed,
Yes.
Oh,
hay.
yeah.
You know, we have our horses' hooves trimmed every 7 weeks. And so there are people who donate money for that. That helps us a lot.
yes,
And feed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Feed, water. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
and hay.
Hey. Wow.
Before we're done, I'd truly like to mention the grants that we have
Yeah.
received
Yes.
and who has granted us. Methodist Healthcare Ministries have been with us
Oh.
from day one, and they have granted us $35,000 each year.
Wow.
So we are
Amazing.
truly grateful for
Wow.
Methodist Healthcare Ministries. The Baptist Health Foundation has also granted us for the last 3 years. HEB has granted us for 4 years. They've been with us from the very beginning. We secured a National Recreation Foundation grant a couple of years ago, and so they've granted us 2 years in a row. ConocoPhillips has helped us for about 3 years in a row. We just received a Wheeler Foundation grant last year and just applied again. And right now we're applying for the NASIM Foundation grant. So we have been super lucky in that we've got people who want to come on board with our mission and our vision for mental health, because it's a big deal right
Yeah.
now.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So
And
thank you for letting
Well-
me mention the grant.
And
Doris.
state too.
And yes, thank you for reminding me, South Texas Electric Company has
Ooh.
granted us 2,000.
Wow.
That's
So,
nice.
this year. So really super excited about those folks and getting the word out to our grantors.
Absolutely.
I thought it would be interesting if you can remember this. You know, kind of started off with the statistics for mental health. I thought it was interesting to hear how many people you've actually helped in the 4 years. You had mentioned
help
a number.
Yes, we help about 200 people a year.
Yeah.
And you have to realize that sometimes our clients are with us 5 months, 6 months. We have had clients who've been with us for over a year.
Yeah,
And so it
Wow.
averages about 200 people a year
amazing.
that we see. So in the last 4 years,
Mhm.
we've been able to support quite a few folks.
That's
And
awesome.
being in Kennedy is gonna give us the
Mhm.
opportunity to add more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because
That's
south,
really
south,
Oh, yeah.
you go into Beeville, you go into the smaller
Victoria.
Victoria,
That's still a drive.
they
Oh,
are
yeah.
still, but they're still kind of isolated too,
But this gives
for
them a
mental
closer
health care,
option.
yes.
And we
Wow.
did have an open house in Kennedy in February in that community, and those people were so supportive. And we have to do a shout out thank you to everyone in Karnes County,
Awesome.
because they welcomed us with open arms and helped us
That's
get
great.
that open.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are kind of hitting our time pretty
Mhm.
close, but I wanted to ask, how can folks learn more about Courage Ranch, your different locations, Floresville, Kennedy, your services, your mission, your events, getting involved, whether that means as a client or a volunteer, a member of the board, where should they go for that?
Well, our website is the best thing. Also, like our Facebook page, because we do put a lot of announcements on our
Yeah.
Facebook page, things that we're doing.
Okay.
I have done a lot of ranch visits. If you're
Mhm.
interested in the work we're doing and want to be a part of our advisory board or board of directors and just want to know more, reach out to me and come visit, because you
Mhm.
really can't get the full scope of the work that we're doing without a visit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have
Cool.
any to add on top of that?
No, I don't think so. I
Okay.
thought of something, but I forgot it.
So it's, again, www.courageranch.org, and on Facebook, you're at Courage Ranch?
At Courage Ranch.
Mhm.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
And then at Courage Ranch, Karnes City.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
the two.
For
Karnes
the
County.
Karnes County.
Karnes
They're,
County.
they're two separate
They're
ones.
two
Okay.
separate Facebook pages.
Good to know.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah, good to know.
Mhm.
Okay, and so now before we are done with today's conversation, just want to thank you two so much for all of the wonderful information that you shared. It's been really amazing to learn about what you do, and I know I've never been out there personally, but now I
You're
really
welcome.
want to
Yeah.
go.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You need
I'm
to
gonna
come.
have to come
Yeah.
visit, pet the donkeys and the horses.
Thank you for letting us visit with you.
Yes,
thank you
very
So
much for
happy
inviting
to
us.
have an amazing
you.
opportunity to talk to y'all. So,
Yeah.
And to everyone else out there.
Thank you for making the time. I know y'all are busy. And so, speaking of time, it is time to draw our shopping spree grand prize winner. So, if you missed the beginning of our conversation today, I mentioned that our shopping spree contest, which was up for about a month, it ended last week on May 6th. And so the deal was we had a whole bunch of local businesses participating. They each ran ads in this special promotion area so that y'all could see who was, participating in this. You had the option to visit each business
Mhm.
and enter your name to win. And over $800, I don't remember the specific amount, but it's over 800
Yeah.
shopping spree. So one person wins this amount of money in prizes and gift certificates, etc., to spend at these local
Mhm.
businesses that participated. And so, Kristen,
We are ready.
yeah,
Drum
we're
roll.
gonna draw
a
the
winner.
winner.
And I
that
will
grand
have
prize winner.
one of you draw that one final winner.
Okay, yeah, unbiased.
Mhm.
You have no idea what's in that bowl.
That's right.
No worries.
All right, let's see who it is. How cool! So a Judy G, who entered at Flow Streetwear, which is just down the street from us. She won the grand prize shopping spree.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
very cool.
Mhm.
Congratulations to Judy. I'm pretty sure Pam Smith is going to be the one to reach out about your prize, how to pick it up. And if
Wow.
y'all want to learn more about the shopping spree, it's been in the last several issues of the
Mhm.
Wilson County News. You can kind of go back on our
Mhm.
website and look it up in the
Mhm.
e-edition archives. So you can kind of see
Yeah.
what was going on with that. But we
But
do that every year.
I would also encourage you, if you want to get in on our next contest, there's a Mother's Day drawing that will happen. So that is in this week's paper. If you want to look at the businesses that are there, go enter at those locations, and we'll be drawing the winner for
Yes.
Mother's Day prizes.
And for that one, there is also an entry form in the newspaper itself, so
Mhm.
you can just
Yeah.
use that form and enter that way. It's a $500 grand prize
Right.
giveaway. Now it's 500 plus. Again, I don't
Mhm.
know the exact number, but yeah. So that's
Yeah.
for Mother's Day.
So we're always doing these contests, so keep reading and keep watching for those. We have them pretty regularly.
Yes, but also keep reading and watching for more news from
Yes.
Courage Ranch. We hope to hear from
Thank
y'all
you.
as you
Thank
keep
you.
developing and growing what you're able to
Mhm.
do.
Sure, we
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, lastly, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram Jeep, for helping make these videos possible. They're located on Highway 181 South in Floresville, right next to the Richardson Brothers dealership. You do have to go in a separate driveway, so be mindful of that. But they're out there. Their new facilities are ready for you to visit. They have free coffee, so that's fun. And they have some pretty good free coffee options, I gotta say. But they're also available online at pricecdrj.com, where you can shop cars or careers, because they are hiring for all positions, especially
right.
service. They have a really impressive service facility that
Mhm.
we got to tour a little while ago. So Thank you so much to Price for sponsoring this video and many others. And thank you guys for joining us today for our WCN Live number 152. We hope you'll join us for episode 153 next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Set your alarms. We'll be here, and we hope you will be too.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.